What's happening, guys? Paladin here, and welcome to another video. This weekend, YCS Bologna happened, as you know. Magical Musketeers won it. So anyway, I thought that this would be a good moment to actually have a Banlist prediction. I don't know if Konami will actually, release a list in December, because I don't think that they will actually release it in November. Because the format will actually change because of the release of Malice and Rigel. So I think that there may not be a ban list, but I want to actually give you, my prediction on this according to what's happening in this format in the latest YCS, etc., etc. Honestly, after seeing the Top Cat pie yesterday, for YCS Bologna, I have to say that it was pretty diverse, and that I kind of think that it's a healthy format. Aside from some specific cards, I can tell that it's kind of good, like way better than the one we had before the last list in this summer. So anyway, I want to just give you my prediction, address some stuff that I think that either should get removed from the game, and some others that can actually come back from the list and not have that much of an impact in TCG right now. Honestly, there aren't many cards that I would ban because, as I said, I think that the format is pretty balanced. There are many variants that you can try and actually compete, like the one we saw here on YCS Bologna with Mermaids topping, with Memento topping, Magical Musketeers winning the event. So in my opinion, it's not that bad of a format, but if Konami decides to release a list next month, in my opinion, there are some stuff that they need to address. So anyway, let's start with what I think that should get banned. I'd really like to have your comments, your input in this, like your opinion, what you think about it, and let's see what you also think in the comments below. So anyway, a card that I personally think that should be removed because it's actually not a win. Once it resolves, it's a not a win. It's actually Protoss. The card that Ritual Beast runs. It's the best deck that can actually use it right now. In my opinion, it's game over. Once it resolves, you win. It was on the list. It came back recently, which was kind of a mistake in my opinion. It's something that I wouldn't do. I think that Protoss is not a healthy card. Although Ritual Beast, it's not the deck to beat. It's not tier 1 or something. This card can actually go back to the ban list, and no one will give a shit. It's either this one or Flag, in my opinion. This one, because this actually also searches Corridor, and which makes Colossus plusable in all the decks through Banshee. So in my opinion, it's either Protoss or Flag. Protoss is more likely to get hit, but in my opinion, the correct hit is actually Flag, because Flag searches both Corridor and Protoss, which actually makes both Colossus and Protoss accessible to all the decks that can use Banshee. But in my opinion, as I said, Protoss is the card that somehow will get hit in this list on the next one. This list is my opinion that it's the correct time to just remove it again. The next card that I think should get banned. I can't say really that this is a biased opinion, because it actually makes sense for the brand players. Is like you ban Sanctifier, Albion, and you give the deck Branded Fusion back at 3. Branded right now, let's be real, I'm a branded player, can't really compete with the tier 1 decks. You have the Puppet Lock and all that shit, but especially since Dominus Impulse came back in the game, the deck cannot compete. If you land it, correctly, the deck just dies, And I am a branded player, so I have to admit that. I can't be biased here. Like, you see that in the top cards, there's no branded deck. It's sure a deck that can top a regional and that can top maybe a nationals, but right now, when it comes to YCS, no, it just cannot compete with the top decks. So what I would do is remove Albion and give back the deck Branded Fusion at 3. Many people will actually disagree. Like, many people actually disagreed with me when I said that Branded Fusion at 1 was way more of a hit, more of a strong hit than you actually think. People were like, hey, we have one fusion, we're good. We got grass back, we're good. You're not good. Because the other decks are actually evolving while Branded stays the same. And it's not about only Dominus Impulse. The fact that this deck cannot run hand traps, it's a huge disadvantage. Like, if you saw some of the topping lists yesterday, like, let's say the Cash Finsmith decks that topped, there were too many, like Puck and Joshua and whatever. Those decks run like 20, 23, 24 hand traps. Branded cannot do that, which actually makes it have, another disadvantage when it comes to the competition. So in my opinion, better remove Albion and give Branded Fusion back to the deck, because that way, people will stop bitching about Puppet Lock and stuff. In my opinion, Puppet Lock is not the only thing that can win you the game. Like, people that follow this channel actually know my opinion on this. I said it before, I'll say it again, you don't need Puppet to win. So in my opinion, remove Albion, give the deck Branded Fusion back at 3 to branded players. There's no difference. The deck will not be tier 1 with Branded 3, Branded Fusion. So it doesn't matter. So these are the two cards that I would say, you can remove. Actually, Protoss, the Albion is just my opinion. It's something that I would actually do. Another card that I would want hit, I won't lie, I kind of hate it. It's Shifter. But here there are actually two opinions. The first one is like, this is a necessary evil in shit. It's not a necessary evil, because it's actually also a game winner if you resolve it against the right opponent. Also, this one with Malice will be even stronger, in my opinion. Like, Malice with Shifter will be even better. Konami just hit Shifter on Master Duel. They put it to 1. So in my opinion, here we either put it on 1 or banned. But I don't know. Konami may also, keep it to actually sell Malice and hit it afterwards. I don't know. It's not a card, in my opinion, that should stay at 3 anyway. Like, you either limit it or ban it. In my opinion, you should ban it. But, it is what it is. This is what I think. I'd like your opinion, though, in the comments below. So, anyway, let's go to the limited ones. One card that should come back, it's Masterpiece. I've said it before. Like, it wouldn't do shit right now. Diagram is at 1, Demise is at 1. True Drago would not even compete with this, legal. So why not just, give it back to them? They just got it in the OCG, they can't do shit with it anyway. Like, the game has evolved that much right now that cards like Masterpiece or Dragoon or whatever are not that strong anymore. So I at least give the boss to the players that enjoy playing that deck. It wouldn't do shit, it wouldn't, make the deck tier 1 or something. Okay, so in my opinion, just give Masterpiece to the Draco players. It wouldn't matter anyway. I would say the same about the Zodiac XYZ also at 1. People actually got it also in the OCG at 1. It doesn't do shit. Also, other pieces of the deck have been hit anyway. And if I'm correct, there's also a Rizal card that comes out in December that actually is very similar to this one. So there's not really a reason to actually keep this banned and have the other one at 3. It wouldn't do shit in my opinion. Like these Summon Sorcerer was also in my previous list 3 months ago. It got an errata. In my opinion, it's not as broken anymore. You can just give it away to people at 1. It wouldn't do shit. Okay, so in my opinion, Summon Sorcerer can also come back. Another card that can actually come back is Brilliant Fusion. I've discussed this on the channel many times. It was really strong back in the day, but right now at 1, I don't know. I don't think that it would actually do anything on TCG. Like you need the Predaplant engine to actually take advantage of it. That you will waste your normal summon on. It's also fragile as an engine, so at least give this card a chance to shine again. But also to the Gem Knight players, if I'm correct, they're getting support or something. I'm not sure. I may be wrong. So Brilliant Fusion is another card that I would give away to people. So these are actually the cards that I would unban. Now let's go to the ones that should put to 1 that are currently in the game, and I believe that are pretty strong. The first one is Phantom of Hubel. This card is insane. I've played the deck. You can summon it as many times as you want within a turn, and that's basically the problem, let's say, with this card. Yubel may not be the best deck anymore, but as you saw here on YCS Bologna this weekend, it's still pretty strong. So, in my opinion, if you put Phantom of Hubel at 1, with also the new Lightless Shadow link that comes out in Supreme Darkness, the deck will be fine. But you can't have a boss that you can summon 3 times a turn for free like that. Just put it at 1. There's no other thing you can do, in my opinion. Like many people want also the field spell at 1, but that may be a little bit too much. So I would just limit the fusion and call it a day. I don't think that the deck either dies that way or still stays broken. Like I said, in next month 2 new tier 1 decks are coming out, so Yubel may not be that great. So just limit the fusion and let's see what happens. If the deck still remains a top choice, they can actually then limit the field spell, but for now it's kind of fine in my opinion. Another card that I would put to 1, and in my opinion it's kind of a correct hit, is Wanted. Because right now Snake Eye is still insane. They got Azamina back. They get more Azamina support in Supreme Darkness in January. So you kind of have to hit the consistency again, but a little bit more this time. Many people say like, hey, hit Flamebirds, ban it, and kill the deck once and for all. But that's not how Konami thinks. Konami wants to actually sell the new Azamina support, and the best deck to actually take advantage of that is still Snake Eye. So from a business perspective, they wouldn't kill the deck. So they will most likely go for consistency hits again. It's Wanted, and probably also Bonfire. In my opinion, Wanted is most likely to get hit. I can't really say for sure if Bonfire would get also. Diabellstar is is no choice in here. Like I wouldn't hit it. It's mostly the two spells. So I'd go for Wanted, and if they actually want to, hit it harder, they will also go for Bonfire. There's also, as I said, the Azamina support that comes out that can actually bridge the deck with White Forest. So with Wanted at 3 and Bonfire at 3, it will be fucking insane. So, because right now, I don't know if you have seen any lists that top the OCG. Right now, White Forest Snake Eyes in the OCG is a really good deck. So, Wanted is a right hit, and maybe Bonfire, regardless of what Konami thinks. Bonfire would also be a right hit, but Wanted is the number one target in my opinion. What else? At 1, as I said, Flamebirds is no choice. What we saw also this weekend, and actually these past months, is that people actually use Castira as an engine right now. Like many decks use Castira as an engine. In my opinion, both Unicorn and Fenrir are two of the most powerful monsters in the game right now. Let's be real, they are insane, both of them. They are free. The fact that they can search birth and revive themselves and all that shit is broken. I've played the deck in its prime with a Rise Heart, but let me tell you that this engine is very consistent and strong. Maybe a little bit too strong. So I actually can see Konami hitting something here. I don't really know. I can't really predict what they would do. The field spell limited, maybe it would be a good hit, but maybe not enough, because people can run, more unicorns and more Fenrirs. So I had a discussion these days with a friend, and he was like, you should actually limit the 3 of them, Unicorn, Fenrir, plus the field spell. It's either that or you ban Birth, but banning Birth actually kills the deck as a whole, so I wouldn't actually do that. So maybe limiting at least 2 of these 3, at least 2, would actually make sense. Like the field spell is 1, definitely, because it can actually search either this one or this one. And you know that in Azamina you can actually search Fenrir first, special summon it, search Unicorn, play Deception, tribute Fenrir, special summon Unicorn from hand. There are combos that actually make this engine even better than it already is. So I would actually for sure limit the field spell. Maybe Unicorn also, to be honest. Kill it as an engine, but I will leave the 3 of them here because I think that there would not be a wrong option here. Like you can hit the 3 of them and it would still be correct, because they are the most, in my opinion, one of the best engines right now in the game. Like this and Finsmith. Actually, Castira Finsmith had many players topping with it yesterday in Bologna. So as an engine, it may not be used as a deck anymore because it doesn't have a Rise Heart. As often, because I saw also 1 or 2 pure Castiras that topped, but it's a very strong engine, so it has to be addressed in my opinion somehow. Other than that, I don't think that I have anything else for the limited category. So let's go to the semi-limited ones. I'll start with Gemma, because you can't have Shifter at 3 and Gamma at 1. It's a hand trap that can actually come back. Also Baron is banned, You can do, the Axel Stardust combo and have Baron turn one once you resolve Gemma. So in my opinion, it can be brought back at 2. See what happens, and if it's not that broken or it doesn't ruin the game, let's say, you can actually also release it at 3 later on. I'm saying this about Gemma for months. It's an answer to Shifter. If they decide not to hit Shifter, you have to bring back Gemma. Like, it's a hand trap, but it's a hand trap that also requires you to run a brick. So it's also a really good counter for the Mulch armies. So in my opinion, it should come back, at least at 2 for now. This Chaos Space is also something that I would bring back, regardless of the fact that I play Dragons or Lightstorm or whatever. It's not a biased opinion. I would actually think that this is not that, broken at 2. Like, give the Dragon players a new, another card to play. It wouldn't do shit in the meta. Okay, it searches Lubellion, but the only good deck right now, let's say topping deck, that plays Lubellion in the main is Centurion. I can't remember anything else. I may be wrong, but I think only Centurion uses Lubellion. And other stuff like Collapse Serpent, Weather Buster, stuff like that. So in my opinion, it's not that bad to actually give this card back to the players at 2. Another one that I would put at 2 is Gold Sarcophagus. This one can actually help Malice, help Konami, boost Malice a little bit, and also help Konami sell the deck. Not that it won't be good, let's be real. It's a candidate to be the best deck in the OCG right now. With Rizal, in my opinion, they are the 2 best decks right now. So this is what I would actually also put at 2. It's a little bit of a boost in Thunder Dragons also, but Thunders aren't that great right now as a deck. So except for Colossus, that is splashable through Banshee and Nemesis. So Gold Sarcophagus at 2 wouldn't be as bad, in my opinion, when if Konami wants to sell Malice and give them also another card in the main. I don't have anything else for the semi-limited. You can actually free the rulers. There is no reason to keep them at 2. They aren't doing shit, so you can actually free them. You can free Lunalight Tiger also, and you can free Colossus also. Like these, along with Branded Fusion, I explained why earlier, can be at 3 in my opinion, and they cannot do shit. Now about the Tempai, because it's a deck that's it's the top 3, top 4 deck right now. We saw yesterday that it also performed really, really well. A hit that I would do, because many people want actually the field spell gone, the field spell banned, is Chandra, whatever the fuck this card is called. So I would actually, if it's something to get hit for that with that deck, it's this card at 1. I don't know. I think that maybe the field spell band would be a little bit too much. This one at 1, it's maybe more correct. Many people will disagree with me, but you know what I'm saying. So this is a card that I would actually touch from the Tempai deck. And another argument that I'm having with many people right now is how to hit Finsmith. Honestly, there are 2 cards that you can hit from there. Like, you either ban Closed Moon, so the deck isn't the engine isn't splashable, but I cannot see that happening right now. Or you can limit Engraver. It happened actually in the OCG. OCG limited Engraver. Because many decks run it at 3 right now. We also saw that in the YCS this weekend. So maybe if you don't want to kill the engine, you limit engraver, in my opinion. If you want to actually, let's say, hit it a little bit more, like it's either that on closed moon. That I don't think that there's an in between option. But it also doesn't make sense because Finsmith will be, let's say, one of the hot stuff for Konami to sell in the upcoming teens the next summer. So I don't think that they would actually touch engraver. It's kind of a 50-50 in my opinion. If I had to actually choose, I'd say engraver at one. But other than that, I don't think that that Konami would like to do that, because as I said, it's a card that would actually push the sales in the next teens, along with the Mulch armies. And talked about Flamebirds, we talked about the Nemesis, we talked about Throne also. So this is, in my opinion, what I would do if I were to make a list. This is what I would do. Maybe minus the engraver, like maybe minus that. This is what my list would look like. And before branded players start complaining just watching this image, I told you I prefer having Sanctifier banned than Branded Fusion to 1. You see the difference right now. I had this argument since the ban list dropped. Many people said like, hey, it's fine with one Branded Fusion, we're fine, the deck will fucking compete. And if you take a look at the big tournaments, Branded is nowhere to be seen. It's still a consistency hit, let's be real. You also have the Mulcharmies and the Impulse in the game. And what I said earlier, Branded is not a deck that can run hand traps. And right now, not being able to run hand traps actually may cost you big time. Because people actually, there are decks that actually have ways to play around board breakers. So, in my opinion, better have Sanctifier gone, have this puppet bullshit gone, than having Branded Fusion at 1. Anyway, this is my list. This is what I would actually make. In the Castira part, as I said, hitting 2 of the 3 cards would also be correct. Because I don't think that hitting the field spell, it's enough. It's still hell of a splashable engine. You can actually run 3 unicorns and not give a fuck. So my opinion, this is what I would do. Hit 2 or 3 cards. I'd like to hear your opinions down in the comments below. I don't have anything else to add. I may have forgotten anything, but I don't know. These are basically my picks. Colossus at 3, as I said, there is no point in not having the card at 3. It's not the Colossus that's the problem. It's the fact that it's splashable in all the decks through Banshee and the Nemesis bullshit. So either hit flag to actually get rid of Protoss and Corridor in the game, than hit Colossus again, because Thunder Dragons on their own aren't doing shit. And I may be wrong, but my prediction is that Thunder Dragons will also get support, because if you think about it, from the Eternal format, Orcast gets support now, Salamangreat got support, Strikehead got support, only Thunder Dragons haven't gotten any support. So this may be the deck that gets support next. So I don't know. Anyway, this is what I had to say. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Stay safe and see you next time.